those who don't know, like layman terms, can you break that down for people?
Yeah, so the simple is 3 main settings on a camera: ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. So your ISO it's not exactly this, but basically how sensitive the sensor is at the time. But basically the sensor picks up light, and then the ISO is basically like an amplifier in music. Like it's basically just turning that up. So, but if you turn it up too much, you get noise. When you got speakers and you had a buzz in the background, you turned it up too high, that's the noise on the image. So if you have that, the camera's native ISO, that's when it's the cleanest. So you just keep it on the native as much as you can.
What do you mean by the native for those that don't know?
Every camera has an ISO where it's going to get the cleanest image.
Okay.
So you just literally ChatGPT, I have a Sony or a Canon this, what is the native or base ISO? And it will tell you what to keep it on.
Okay.
And you just keep it on the ISO, you'll get a clean image. Aperture is the iris in the front of the lens opening and closing to let more light in. So you literally can just use that to let more light in. If it's very low, then when you get the blurry background, you'll get that. If you don't want that, then you can move it higher to not get that. But it doesn't hugely affect your image apart from the bokeh in the background and where's in focus. Just set that appropriately. And then shutter speed is obviously how much time the shutter's open for. So if you've got like a 1 second exposure, like if you see some of the pictures on my page, it's like almost like you can see the light streak or blur. Like some pictures you want that, some pictures you don't. So you keep it higher, maybe like 160 if you're using flashes, 200 if you're not, and you freeze that image. And then video has a bit of a different way to set up. Same with ISO, same with aperture, but the shutter speed should be like 180 shutter angle, or if you're using the more photography setting, it's like basically double what your frame rate is. So if you're shooting in 25 frames per second like we do in the UK, then your shutter speed should be at 1/50th, and then that's how motion just looks natural and normal.
I can remember learning all of this in college, man. It's just taking me back. But because I don't use cameras as much, it's like every time I hear it again, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Are you against like people using the automatic function?
I'm not against it. If you're just starting out and you need to use content, do what you need to do. Use your iPhone. iPhones are actually very good cameras. So
for real?
Use your iPhone.
Heard that some films have even been shot on them recently as well, innit?
Yeah, so they have, but they kind of, it's true, and they use the iPhone with the camera, but then sometimes they attach lenses on, and then lighting is more important than the camera a lot of the times as well. So if you haven't set up your lighting correctly, you can use a £5,000 camera and you'll still get a good image.
In regards to lighting, alright, because I see photo shoots and you can have natural light and you can have like artificial light. What's the best? Like, how would you determine?
I think it's preference. Yeah, it's preference. The natural light is great, but you can't control it as much. And then when you're indoors, obviously you don't get much natural light. Maybe you have a one window here or there, but it's just literally controlling it to get different effects and get a different vibe. Yeah.
So when you have people out doing shoots outside and have that silver circle thing, like what's that for? Like is that just to like bounce the light onto the person? Yeah, that's
literally just bouncing the sunlight off it back onto the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I always see that, when you see BTS and certain photo shoots at the outside, you always see that one person having to hold
the reflector.
Yeah. Have you ever been that person that's had to hold that throughout your journey?
Yeah. So again, because I got my business partner, sometimes I help him out, like either recording his behind the scenes or on a shoot if he needs it. And back in the day, I would hold the reflector when we're out and about. Yeah.
With your business partner, would you say what would you say? Together, you've come together as one.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say? He's more into photography. You're more so into video, or is it?
So we both do both. So our visual work, we do it separate. So I do the clickgraphy, and the click visuals, and his is Just Jones. And then we both own a Limitable Spaces, the studio.
Okay.
So we do our visual work separately, and then we own the studio together. But again, like when I need extra video people, extra photographers, he's one of the people I call on to.
You feel like you're always learning when it comes to doing using lighting and stuff?
Yes, I think it's learning, but I think you can get to a stage where more than enough to get what you want. But there's always little tweaks and new things coming out where you can do things easier.
The reason I'm asking for that is because I've got a brethren who's got a studio called the studio's Tone Set Studios, my brethren see it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And, I've seen some of his content now.
Yeah.
And he's like, he used like a big light and he's bounced it off the floor.
Yeah.
And he was, in his reel, he's like telling people how he's learning. He's like, yo, I've bounced it off the floor and it's gave me this kind of shot.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I'm asking. You see, like with the equipment, do you think there's a piece of photography equipment that people think is the go-to but it's overrated? Do you think there's some equipment that you don't even need?
I'd say off the top of my head, it would be ridiculously expensive cameras.
Okay.
I think there's some cameras out there that if you're making loads of money off XYZ, it can be nice to have, and it's like a few % better than the lower camera. But again, like I'd say, like pound for pound at the moment, I like the Sony A7C II.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one of those. Great quality. Like literally, there's nothing you can't do on it.
Okay.
But then you can get like the FX3, the FX6, which is like more expensive. They're better in low light, but again, it varies. If I'm shooting something where I need ridiculously low light for some reason, I can just hire that for the day.
What type of lenses do you need in like a studio space? Because I've seen some lenses, and they cost the same amount as cars, like $5 for a lens. Come on.
Yeah. So again, you don't need. I would say it's good to have good lenses, but you don't need the ridiculously expensive ones.
Are they more for like when you take pictures of insects and all that kind of stuff?
Kind of that, or like a lot of sports stuff. So like football, F1, because they zoom a lot further. Stuff like that, and then maybe shooting at night, so you need a lower aperture to let more light into the camera. But again, if you can get a decent lens, it's not like Sony has or Canon, they have their expensive lenses, but you can go to brands like Sigma or Tamron, and they do very similar lenses with good glass for much cheaper. So I would say, especially starting out, I wouldn't even be looking at the G Master or the Canon Owl lenses. I'd look for Tamron, Sigma. Get those and get what you need. You need like some sort of zoom lens if you're in events, a nice medium, and then like a wide angle lens, so you can, if you're in a small space, and then after that, once you've got that, then you can be like, oh, I've got random money lying about, let me splurge on a more expensive one, but it's not absolutely needed.
So I've heard of Sigma before. They're like they work on a lot of different cameras, and they make it for that reason. You see, like when you're doing like a photo shoot, you've got your expertise side where you're showcasing your skills for your client. Do you feel like has there ever been a time where you have to kind of go beyond the camera? And when I say that, I mean like, people aren't confident, or like, have you had to make it more of a pleasant experience for them?
In terms of
through like the process, or
of what they're doing,
make them loosen up.
So when I'm doing photo shoots for certain people, like business people or whatever, they're not models, so it's kind of, you have to like show them how to pose, or do this, do that, or like that kind of thing. That kind of, and it's doing content. People, if you're not used to being in front of camera, once the camera starts recording, it's like, what was I meant to say again?
Stage fright, innit?
Yeah, so it's just like, talk through it, just calm, go like this. And then certain people I do content for, it's like, obviously they're an expert in this space, so they're like, maybe, I don't know, like a personal trainer or finance person, and it's like, the RYBDs, and I'm like, you're doing content to bring in new clientele, they don't know what XYZ means. Just simple. I need to understand it. I don't understand what you do fully. So if I understand it, the person you're going for is going to understand it. Or you could be like, oh no, I'm going for expert people kind of thing. Then you can implement that image. So you need to kind of find who your target audience is, and then aim for that target audience.